Hey folks, Duke CT here, and wow, yeah, this has been a very interesting couple of 24 hours, right? Just very interesting stuff. Just came back from class, and about before I go to homework and finish my review, an update on review week, by the way, in this video as well. Um, but first, let's get on to the main subject matter. Edge has retired. Yeah, Edge, the rated R superstar, has retired from the WWE from last night's Monday Night Raw. It was shocking because at first I didn't quite believe because the whole John Cena fire thing, which really pissed me off, and just didn't really it's just like, oh god, here we go again, some fake retirement. He's gonna come back next week and do like five, beat up some random hero group or what have you. But as long as time went on and longer, I honestly started believing in it. And he started mentioning his whole career and everything else. I'm like, this might be legit. And he has had neck problems and everything else. And he did have some type of stinger or something when he did spear Brodus Clay. I think and he probably did go to WWE officials and talk about this. And well, and I think that was the result. And honestly, I think good for him. It was something that I think a lot of people knew this was going to come this year, if not this year, but next year. I think Edge was going to retire soon. I think I thought, he had said, 3 years ago he was going to complicate retirement, and yeah, it was a real, and people really started saying, "Oh my goodness, Edge going to retire, he's going to retire. What's the WWE's going to do?" And I think this is why they started pushing these guys like Swagger, um, and Del Rio, and all these other guys who are built up, and now you have these guys, and now that's why they're building up these new guys and everything else. Because they're just trying to replace the people. Let's look at the main events that WWE had lost in the past couple of years. You have The Undertaker. I think you have Shawn Michaels. You got Chris Jericho, who's gone. Edge now. I mean, Batista. And who's next? And I know Triple H and The Undertaker are going to leave at least in the next couple of years. And who's going to be the guys stepping up? Who's there besides Cena and Orton? Those two guys are it. And I'm sorry, most of them. I love Morrison. I love Miz. I love all of them. But let's be honest here. Let's all be real. They're not even close to ready. They're not even close to being anywhere near main event status what Edge was. Edge or HBK, Taker, Triple H, all those guys. It's just Cena and Orton, and that's it. And that's a damn shame. And this is and the WWE's problem. It is WWE's fault because they didn't push, the right people at the right time. They let the cold. How they even strike when the iron gets hot, like people like Kofi Kingston. They struck on the too fast with people like Sheamus and Jack Swagger and all these guys. Now they're just languishing in the mid card. And now this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't really know how to push people, and now you're just stuck with this. They're stuck. They're stuck, and now you got. And once you don't know how to push main events, you get main events like Miz, Cena, and R-Truth main eventing a pay per view, and the crowd goes mild. And honestly, when R-Truth and Morrison was. And that just says it right there. And I know it was Edge was retirement speech before the match, which honestly it was weird booking the game. Why in the hell did you not put that at the end of the show? That's the end of the show. If that's not an end of the show announcement, then I don't know what is. I don't know what is, man. That's the real problem. But yet, at the end of the day, R-Truth does have some crowd connection, and Morrison does, but not nearly as Triple H, Taker, or heck, even Rey Mysterio, or anything else. I mean, those are the guys. If you really want the last true main eventers of the WWE are Kane, Rey Mysterio, John Cena, and Randy Orton. Those are the guys. Those are your main eventers, folks. That's it. And it just goes to show you when it came to my point when Morrison and R-Truth were fighting, the crowd was sitting on its hands. And honestly, that's the most telling. And that's really is the problem is with the WWE at this point, that there's no real main event. There's no real line. There's no real pillars out there. There's no real people you can actually gravitate towards. And the ones that they can have, so like a CM Punk, who, believe it or not, is a 3-time world champion, but it just feels like he's not because those reigns were complete and utter horse crap. There's no real connection. There's no real thing that just can make them last. That's the problem right here. And it's just, and they wonder why people are not buying their pay-per-views. And they had to go with the nostalgic factor with The Rock. And they're pulling the same crap again with WrestleMania 28 with him and Cena. And that's going to be a real problem because honestly, it's just going to they're not really addressing the real issue. It's again the same problems, and until they address the real issues, they're not going to get anything solved. And the WWE is not going to get anything done, and it's going to get stale. And trust me, if you think the ratings are going to go down here, it's going to go down around the world. And I don't care how Sin Cara and everything else, which he did have a good opening match. Yeah, it doesn't matter because if he does not do well, if it's just going to be completely and utterly stale, and everything else in a main event, people are just going to get disinterested. People are not going to go buy race. No one's going to go to the shows, and no one's going to do anything about it. And it's going to be, it's just like Rome. They just got too fat and happy, and boom, it collapsed on itself like every civilization. Anyway, moving on. Update on my WrestleMania video. It will be my WrestleMania 27 video will be up later today. But sadly, this is not going to be a part of any review week. I may have misjudged because my spring break is next week, and I cannot do any review, anything else because I really have to do my classwork and really start to really get hammering home because it's about to be finals and everything else, and I got to study, and do a couple more projects and everything else. So I apologize on that front. But I will be doing the reviews on next week, and I am at it and everything else. So again, I apologize for people who are expecting me to do review week. I am especially sorry for everyone else who was believing I was going to do reviews, James Bond review, because I am still going to be doing them, but it's all for next week. So don't worry, folks. Hopefully, y'all not going to be upset and everything else. So I am deeply sorry. Anyway, I'm just really blown from this whole week of this wrestling. I did not believe I actually watched Edge's last match. Really, Edge's last match. His last match at WrestleMania. I'm just completely blown away at that. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Duke CT here. Peace, love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.